And once you've done that, and you've got it on every platform you can possibly get it out to, it's on iPhone, it's on Steam, it's on DSiWare, all the things are not going to cost you anything once you put it on, then really start taking the numbers, and you should be able to use the aggregated sales between those platforms to put some pressure either on publishers or on some of the entities that can give you marketing to give you a little bit more attention. And this includes media entities, right? You should be reaching out to all the various, to start doing Kotaku, all these things. And then on the other hand, when you go sit in the office for your next game, sitting in a meeting with these guys who potentially will fund it, one of these publishers, saying you move 50,000 units, it doesn't matter if it's across four platforms, right? You never have to mention this. This is no one cares. They only care about the number of units you move. So that would be my optimal goal if you have some resources to fall back on. And really reach out to the media as much as possible. There are lots of places that are willing to give you some coverage, and the reason that most of these great games die in the line is not due to lack of ability to make games, but lack of personnel who can market really in the distribution. So that would be my recommendation.
Thank you. Hello there.
Hello.
Hey.
I have two questions. One, how difficult was it to go call local brands like where did you find did you look at reviews or anything else? You just like to keep the game up online and played it, and you saw all the things or all of it, or you just started like reviews and everything?
I was the propaganda episode. I was actually looking at the propaganda episode, and I came across Call Juarez, and I had been talking to Rob Rapp, who wrote a fabulous article, I believe, on The Escapist, about this particular unfortunate part of our medium. And we just got to talking, and he was like, no, you really should try it for your propaganda episode. So, as soon as I started playing through, I mean, it was just one of those moments where, like, each minute my brow would furrow more, and finally I realized, I was like, what is going on? What is this thing? And realized we had to do an episode about it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's the joke. I come here and I say nothing. No, I will say, like, in working on that, part of the reason why that I was much more emotional and like yelly in that episode is because to try to help out Allison in preparation for that episode, I wanted to try to do like a lot of the image research to help her out to get more cool stuff to work from, which led to me doing a lot of Google searching and like image searching on Google of the War in Mexico, which ended up being one of the most like horrifying Google searches I've ever done in my life, like picture-wise, and I don't recommend it to anybody. So like after seeing that, like at first I was kind of mad because like, yeah, this game sounds awful, but then actually like saw what the reality of what was going on, that the game was set just like kind of casually setting this in, and I just felt like really, really angry. So, which is what led me shouting over the episode. So, yeah.
And the second question is, I know you already touched on the diversity. You see that the industry right now changing with that. I think I always said this to you when we work with the diversity movement is it is a crime that this industry still does not have like a good minority character, something that like I said, like a Kill a Mockingbird or anything like that. And to me, that's something that this industry has done. We have to have a game like that, or not a game like Kill a Mockingbird, but a game that yeah, social issues, and besides just that, more of the United States stuff, but also games like Africa or anything else like that.
I wholeheartedly agree. Like I can imagine that like in a business sense, a lot of companies with like the idea. I know you said like not really like To Kill a Mockingbird the game, but like. Well, sure. Well, sure, but like I'm sure it's not. It's pretty hard to sell a business on.
Well,
I totally agree. I want to see this one.
we do actually, since it's Friends Day, have a member of that panel sitting in our audience who can actually talk at great length and who has studied these things academically. So why don't you come on up and start presenting?
This is the category of panels.
Our panels are a trap if you actually notice.
And introduce yourself and tell them about your experience.
Hi.
How did he heal his kid?
He smoked bomb.
Wow.
He just,
Whoa.
Clever.
they just
Look, there he is. Get him.
Skadoosh. Blink this way. 15 yards at a time. Hi, I'm Elisa Melendez, and I am a third-year PhD student. I study sociology, and I'm studying gender in video games, but specifically rock music video games like Guitar Hero, Rock Band, and Rocksmith. And I was on the Diversity in Games panel, and I think it kind of says something that out of all of the gaming intellectual panels, I was the only woman. But speaking to that, I will echo your sentiments and say, yeah, it's kind of atrocious. That I think that games are a social product. Actual human beings make these things, and they have their own opinions of the world that they inject into these games. And I think that more and more we talk about the diversity of the gamer population, and looking in this room, it's like really, really awesome to see, and it's fabulous. But I think we should also point a lens to the diversity within who is making the decisions in creating these games. And I think that that needs to be more diverse as well. And all of you awesome people that are going to make video games of all different colors, all different shapes and sizes, I highly encourage you to, if the diverse group of people that we're now seeing playing video games can also become a huge diverse group of people that are making them, I think that we might see a better games that more accurately represent the actual diversity in the actual people that are playing them. So, whatever. Go.
So I sort of mentioned this in the diversity panel, so I apologize for anybody. Often in the games industry is that while the African American community plays more hours of games per day than the Caucasian community, the number of games purchased is far lower. Therefore, we, from a business perspective, can't target the African American community. What really makes this unfortunate is the fact that that is coupled with the idea that people only want to play people like themselves. So clearly the Caucasian community will also not buy any game with an African American protagonist. This is ridiculous, right? This is, but as I also mentioned there, though, this level of diversity goes further. We often think about race and gender, but to me, it's amazing. For all the character customization, for all the types of hats that are allowed to see in various different games, I, to this day, haven't seen an avatar option where I can wear a turban. Right? Those are only the bad guys. And yet, this is as we put it, social media, right? Like, this is something that affects our culture and how we think. And unfortunately, like with the Call of Juarez episode, a lot of people got their education on Call of Juarez from Call of Juarez the game, which is tragic. And so we have to start thinking about these things. One of the things that we, as game creators, and I include all you guys in it, is we do need to start considering the social implications of what we do, and especially in the area of race. We have not succeeded. We have not succeeded adequately. But things are getting better. You're seeing a lot more diversity within the game development community. So I think that in the next, certainly less than a dozen years, we're going to see. That's a weird thing, right? Is that estimate way long or way short? I'm not sure.
Next what?
But I believe within the next decade we will see more diverse protagonists doing more diverse actions, right? Not all of us is shooting continuously relevant. There are other aspects of our lives which we'd like to be able to explore in the world of only interactive media. And so I think we will see this. It's coming. We're on the cusp.